In Colombia, mourning for Gabriel Garcia Marquez continues 4 days after his death, and it's set to continue into Tuesday. Michelle Begue joins us live from Bogota with those details. Michelle.
Yes, Elaine, just hours ago in Aracataca, the author's birthplace, residents there held a procession that started at his childhood home, went through the church, the cemetery, and back to his home, which is actually now a museum that is dedicated to his life and work. Mourners carried yellow paper butterflies that echo the iconic scene of 100 Years of Solitude, his famous novel, which was mentioned earlier. And mourners also expressed, obviously, their deep sadness at the loss of an iconic person from Colombia, as did Colombian President Juan Manuel Santos.
He was a person. For us, he was a huge figure. After his death, we came to see his house because it makes us feel a little better.
I came to visit where the Nobel spent his childhood. He's universal, a person admired throughout the world, a person whose life should be taught. He said in his novel that life wasn't just for living, it was living to tell about it.
Gracias, Gabo. Gracias, maestro.
Thank you, Gabo. Thank you, maestro. Thank you for your work, your words, and your example. Thank you for reminding us that Colombia and Latin America are not and will not be condemned to another 100 years of solitude.
Colombia's capital will pay tribute to Garcia Marquez on Tuesday at Bogota's National Cathedral. President Juan Manuel Santos is expected to be there. However, we haven't had confirmation that Garcia Marquez's family will attend.
And Michelle, we also have heard that Colombia will have public readings to honor his legacy throughout this week. Can you tell us a little bit about that legacy?
Yep. President Juan Manuel Santos has said it best. He was a writer that impacted the lives of the people who read his novels. Back in Mexico, his editor at Penguin Random House said he's like the Mandela of literature that has impacted the lives of many people around the world. He's most remembered for his flamboyant, melancholy, fictional writing style. He brought attention to Latin American literature, and he had a very specific way of writing that we've heard earlier tonight, this magical realism that combined a lot of the very dark things that happen here in Colombia. We have a very, sadly, a history of violence. He drew attention to that, but then added some magic to it to tell those stories. He's also known here, too, for his more left-leaning ideals. And in fact, President Juan Manuel Santos, during his speech, has called attention to the fact that he always pushed for peace, pushed for education. He's known here for starting a foundation for journalism, where he's also obviously impacted the lives of authors, inspired future journalists as well, and he most likely will continue to do so for decades to come. Back to you, Elaine.
All right, Michelle Begue in Bogota, thanks.